Hello students. In this video, you'll be seeing how to draw an isometric cube. The goal of the assignment is to draw a cube that looks like this. Let's begin by doing the setup that we learned in the previous video. You need to have about half of your page to be able to do this properly. So I've positioned my origin point, drawing my horizon line, position my protractor, mark my angles. The second time through, I will mark all three of them at the same time. For this drawing, the axis of all our lines are going to be 2 inches long. Okay, at this point, you should have completed the isometric setup. From here, we're now going to go ahead and draw lines that are parallel to the z-axis. To do this, we need to make sure that we draw these lines at 90 degrees to the horizon, just like we had in the past. So, to accomplish this, we're going to take our protractor and we're going to lay the hole over top of the end line. We're going to make sure that the horizon line is parallel to the original horizon line down here. In this case, it also lines up with the blue line on my paper. I'm going to go ahead and mark 90 degrees. And now draw a 2-inch line . As you can see now, the lines look parallel and they are of same length. I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. You can see now that I have 2 lines drawn that run parallel to the z-axis. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw lines that are parallel to x and y to close off the sides of the isometric cube. You want to check your measurements to make sure that you're 2. But if you've done everything right to this point, the distance should already be determined for you. Now there's only one step left to go, and that is to draw the top. We need to draw a line that is parallel to the y-axis. To do this, we're going to use the same 30-degree angle that we did here, that's been replicated here, and now one more time. We're going to put our protractor at the corner of z and x. We're going to make sure that the horizon line is parallel. I'm going to mark at 30 degrees. And now I'm going to draw a 2-inch line along that. I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. Now, if you have everything correct, it should simply just match up. And there you have your completed isometric cube. If you have any questions, please see your teacher.
Hello everybody, it's the Reverend J. Goldstein, and welcome to another episode of Doodling with Reverend J. Today's episode, we're going to be drawing a brick wall. Now, a brick wall may sound like a simple object, but it's actually a smaller part of other larger objects you might want to draw. For instance, you might want to draw a castle, or a schoolhouse, or maybe you'd like to draw a really large brick wall. Well, to do that, you're going to have to be able to draw a brick wall, which we're going to do right now. Now, a brick wall, like any wall, is wall-shaped. So we're going to want to start with a large rectangle, something like that. The next thing we're going to want to do is create the rows for the bricks, because all of those are going to be even. So we'll make a couple of horizontal lines, and we'll try to be as even as possible. Because bricks are fairly standard. That's a brick joke, if anybody got that. My oven is preheated. That's always a good thing when you're trying to preheat your oven. Making chicken tonight. Should be good. So the next thing we want to do is we want to create the edges of all the bricks, which will actually create our brick pattern. Now, bricks are rectangle, and our bricks are going to be about that ratio, or that proportion. So what we will do then is we will make another line straight below it, but skipping a space, and then another below that. Then we're going to move over and do the same thing, another rectangle over. And we will repeat it again, all the way across our brick wall. And don't worry if this isn't perfect, especially if your brick wall has loads and loads of rows. It can look quite nice if the pattern is a little bit off, as ours will be, I guarantee it. The next thing we want to do is make the alternating rows by creating lines in between the lines we drew on the rows that we haven't drawn in yet. Just like I just did. And I'm doing again. Now, whenever possible, a good thing to do is to draw from up to down, because that's the way you have the most control over your pen. Now remember to keep this pattern going. You can see how very, very uneven my rows are now that we've got everything down, but that's okay. Just realize, it's your wall, your bricks, they can be however you want. Now it's nice to give your wall a little bit of dimension. What you can do is make a little diagonal line like that, and bring that down too. The next thing you want to do is match this diagonal line and connect all of these lines across. And that'll make it look like the ends of the bricks. A nice thing we can do at this point is draw a little bit of grass again at the bottom of this brick wall. Just like we did with the tree and the mushroom, this gives the brick wall a place to be. It's in the grass. You can even draw a little flower if you want by drawing a little line in a circle. You know how to draw this kind of flower already, probably. You've probably drawn tons of them. And, ta-da, we have a brick wall. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, the share button, subscribe to this channel. I'll be drawing many more things with you in the future. And more complicated things too, once we get the basics down. So until next week, I'm the Reverend J. Goldstein. Ta-da!